What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com. Welcome to another AMA Ask Me Anything episode. This question is all about diabetic bars. Are they keto friendly? Before we dive into this, let's roll the intro. And we're back. All right, so this question is brought to us by Joe Davis. Good friend, client, great guy. And he asks, is diabetic food keto friendly? AKA snacks that they say are diabetic friendly. I was asked this and thought it would be a popular question. Great question, Joe. So I do not know, I am not a diabetic. I've worked with several diabetic clients. I don't know what the standard high-quality diabetic bars are on the market. So I just simply Google searched diabetic-friendly bar and see what would pop up. The first one that popped up, which was popular on Amazon, I clicked on it, and I'm just going to read this nutrition label out for y'all. The brand is Extend Nutrition, and the Blood Sugar Control Experts is what they call themselves. And I'm just going to read you the nutrition label. You might need to sit back, relax, grab a recliner, because this is not a trivial nutrition label. There's 5 grams of fats, 150 calories per bar, 21 grams of carbs, 4 grams fiber, 1 gram sugar, 8 grams maltol, and 8 grams other carbs, whatever that means. Protein, 9 grams. So, ingredients. Get ready for this one, y'all. Protein blend, soy protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, prebiotic, tapioca fiber, no sugar added lemon layer, which is maltol, vegetable oil, palm oil, water, whey protein concentrate, vegetable glycerin, contains less than 2% of each of the following: pumpkin juice for color, natural flavor, soy, lecithin, sodium citrate, salt, carrageenan, uncooked cornstarch, vegetable glycerin, almond butter, maltol, soy protein isolate, sorbitol, palm kernel oil, calcium carbonate, natural flavor, milk protein concentrate, rice starch, vitamin and mineral blend, which includes alpha trosificaryl acetate, biotin, vitamin A, palmitate, niacinamide, riboflavin, ferric orthophosphate, calcium, panthionate, zinc, citrate, vitamin K, vitamin B12, folic acid, vitamin D3, thiamine, peroxidine, HCl, manganese, gluconates, copper, gluconate, potassium iodine, sodium selenate, chromium chloride, hexahydrate, sodium molybdate, dihydrate, dicalcium phosphate, magnesium oxide, whey protein, salt, palm oil, soy lecithin, and citric acid, and stevia. Whew! Gotta catch my breath after that one, y'all. That is an ingredient label I would never want to put in my body, to be frank with you. Half of those I couldn't even pronounce properly. It was a tongue twister, and that was just a freaking college essay on an ingredient label. Not recommended. Plus, they have this how to count the total carbs thing, and it says fiber, sugar, alcohols, and non-factor other carbs. 5 grams uncooked cornstarch and glycerin convert slowly, thus have minimal impact on blood sugar. So it has total carbs, which is 22 grams, minus 4 grams dietary fiber, minus 8 grams of sugar alcohol, minus 9 grams of other carbs, which, like I said, I have no idea. I've never seen that even presented that way, equals 1 gram of net carb. So, no, I would not consider this a keto-friendly food. I would not even consider that diabetic-friendly food. I would not even consider that food, to be honest with y'all. That is just it's just asinine. I would never put that in my body. Way too many preservatives, way too many processed elements, just way too much junk wrapped into a 150 calorie bar. So not my cup of tea. For it to be diabetic friendly, you ideally would want to have a minimal impact on blood sugar. So it's going to have a very low glycemic index response, which that may very well be. But I mean, you're sacrificing just simply quality food. There's a lot of other options that are much more natural that are going to have a minimal impact on glycemic response, and you're not going to feel guilty about eating. I would never eat that. I wouldn't recommend that. That's not diabetic friendly, keto friendly, or food friendly in my opinion. So when it comes to diabetic friendly foods, most diabetic foods that are low glycemic response and are real food would also be pretty well in line with a ketogenic food group. The problem is with a lot of these processed food companies, a lot of these bars, they prey on people's ignorance. They simply play this net carb game where they have this math equation of like subtract this, this, and this, and this, and you're going to yield the 1 gram of net carb that they advertise, but there's 22 grams total carbs in there. Yeah, 22 grams total carbs in there. That's just like hocus pocus. I don't want any of that nonsense. That's why we've always just represented the bricks in total carb count. There's no mathematics involved in calculating your total carbs. It's just simply total carbs. So try and find things that are going to have a minimal impact on blood sugar. That's going to be better for your ketogenic endeavors. It's going to be better for your diabetic endeavors. If you are in fact diabetic, you want to minimize blood sugar response. Stay away from all these foods that are marketed specifically to the keto demographic, the diabetic demographic, the vegan demographic. Just simply eat real food. And I own a food product company, and I'm going to also be the first to tell you all that. So always prioritize single ingredient, wholesome, nutrient-dense foods. And if you are going to have foods, I just happen to have a keto brick on my desk. This one is 1,000 calories, not 150. And this is 9 grams of total carbs for 1,000 calories versus 150 calories with 22 grams total carbs, in which you're subtracting other carbs, which again, what the hell is that? So let me get off my soapbox high horse here. Eat real food. If you're going to have something that is processed, get something that's quality. And it's not just mine. There's other options out there that are not just the keto break. Just avoid the things with an ingredient list that are a mile long and contain foods you don't even know what are. Stay away from the foods that are specifically marketed towards any given demographic. Keto included, diabetic included, any of that stuff. Just find foods. And honestly, get a glucometer. Test your blood sugar. Have a food that is, like if you're eating like a fattier option, it's not like you're going to have much of a response on your blood sugars. If you're going to eat something that is like super lean, like a chicken breast without a fat accompanying it, that may have a pretty profound impact on your blood sugar. If you're diabetic, have a glucometer, check that and know. If you are able to process that protein, that lean protein without any issues, no worries. See what vegetables do. See what certain foods do. If you're diabetic and you're not ketogenic, that's not the end of the world. I mean, maybe you should try and experiment with a ketogenic diet and lifestyle. But if you don't want to go that route, you want to go the route of, including some carbohydrates, try and include those are not going to have as much of a spike in your blood sugar. So avoiding the white, highly glycemic index foods and sticking to something that's more natural, like a good quality sourdough bread, for instance, is going to be better for you than Wonder Bread. So yeah, that'd be my 2 cents on that. Thank you very much for the question, Joe. You requested some chocolate peanut butter cup keto bricks, so I'll be sending some of those your way. For any of you who do not know how these AMA videos work, if you submit me a well thought out question via the Google form in the description below, then I will send you, and I use your question on one of these AMAs, then I will send you some free keto bricks with the flavor of your choosing. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. Talk to you next time. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that good stuff. Adios.